Good morning. I think we look crooked, but I think the camera's good. Welcome to Freemotion Fridays with Kate Quinn. I hope everybody's had a good week so far. My week has been crazy busy, and I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm going to take a break after our visit today. So, we are going to continue to work on part 2. Can you let me know if your sound is good? I want to make sure before we get started that you guys can hear everything really well. So, can you just send me a note? All right, let's see if we can close some of these things on here. There we go. Now I can see some words. Hi, Linda Martindale. Hi, Mary Gallagher. So, last week we did this fill right here, and we did this fill over here, and these curves. So I'm going to let you guys participate and make some choices. We have about 3 different areas really that are remaining, and we can do the fills in here. I'll pull these up close so that you can see them a little better. Or we can do these little clamshells, or we have this outer fill right here where we can do something out here, and then we can do a little fan in the tops. So we'll say this is 1, and then the little clamshells are 2, and the little braid is 3. So if you have a preference, why don't you let me know right now so that we can get started. Let's see. No preference, you guys? Okay, well, we'll just get started. I think we'll do this right here. I did have somebody ask me for this last week. They're like, oh, did I miss it? No, you didn't miss it. We're just getting started. Okay, so let's see if we can get our camera a little angled down so we can see better. There we go. Make sure we can see the quilting foot for sure. Okay, so on this one right here, there's kind of a split down the middle, and what I'm going to do is just make little S curves. So we're going to come up on this side, and we're going to come back on this side, and then let's see where we are. Let's do it with a pen so you guys can see what we're doing. I'm going to flip it over. It's kind of busy on that side. Into our camera. Ooh, I gotta get around all this equipment. So a little curvy here. And then when we come back, we'll go a little curvy on this side. And then when we come back, we'll do a curvy on this side. And then when we come back, we're gonna have to wing out a little bit here because this one's kind of big. Just gently curve into this one. And then when we come over, right here's the transition where we're going to kind of swing out a little bit. Right? And same here. So then if we come back a little bit out here, that gives us room to come on this side. And then we'll just do a little one and a little one. And so that's how we're just going to fill up that space. Okay, so that lets you get from one side to the other. And so it looks like, we kind of want to keep these about the same size. Otherwise, we get this really long slant. Whereas you can see over here, it's a little gentler right there. Okay, let's start doing it. And let's make sure you can see really good. Let's make sure I can see really good. I'm going to move my light a little bit because I can't see. It's blocking me. All right, let's get our bobbin thread up. I'm not going to lie, I did my nails like 15 minutes ago. So they might be a little wet. Okay, well, you guys can't see, so we'll have to do it this way. So let's go ahead and we'll put our first one in here, I think, because we're closer to that side. So then come on this side. And then right here is where we got to wing out a little bit. have to make a bigger one over here so I can catch up. I think I'll put another one on this side because we're getting a little further away from what I want. So I'm just going to correct it. It'll all look fine. And we'll put a little baby in there and just get right to the end. Okay, so on the next one, what I decided to do on this, is it slightly off center on purpose? Do you mean the camera? I don't know. It looks okay to me, but see if we can move over a little bit. Is that what you mean? Maybe that didn't look as good for you. How's that? Better? Okay. So here, this is just a fun little fill, and what we're going to do is put some pebbles, and then every other 3 circles or so, we're going to put a little curl in the circle. So right here at the front, I always feel like these little guys are kind of tricky because you're right at the edge. I don't like to make a circle right from the corner. I just personally find it hard. Other people may not. I don't know. That's up to them. Sorry, I was trying to adjust my fabric and my needle just went crazy. Okay, let's go. We'll not worry about that. So with your circle, make sure that you go figure 8 style. That helps make them a little bit rounder. So let's do a little one. And then I kind of want to get back to this side. So a little bit bigger one. And we'll put that little curl in on that one. So I'm going to follow it around back to that other side at the back because that's where I want to start filling. So I got a little hole right here, so I need a baby. And I need another baby right there. And then we can make another bigger one. And here he's touching the edge, so we'll just kind of connect it right there. Oh, there we go. Now we're out of the danger zone. So because I have a curve right behind my foot, a little curlicue, I'm going to put a circle right in here so that I don't have 2 curlicues right next to each other. I think I'll go around one more time. Now I can put my curlicue right here. Curl in and come back. So we kind of want to fill this way, so that's why I stopped sort of on this side so I could start filling in this side. And we don't have a curlicue over here, so I'm just going to put one in now. So right here, there's a little gap. If I wanted to fill that in, I can come over like this, and we'll just put a half of one. That'll kind of take up that space, and I can just wiggle my way out. Oh, you see I didn't do my figure 8 right there? It's going to look a little wonkier. So we'll put a little partial right here. I can travel up here, and then we'll put the curve in there. So we have to close them, and then we'll get over there. So there you go. Remember, there's all that chalk under there. That's kind of why he looks like everything is going on. Let's do one more. I'm going to get a different piece of fabric just so you can see this because it is already kind of chalked in and messy. This is a really fun design right here. I'll just kind of create a little space for us. Let me move this up so you can see what we're doing. Okay, if this is our space, when we do this, we have to go out over here. Now, when we cross over, this line has to go pretty far because we're going to travel back. So every time that we advance, we are bringing this line further forward than you might think, so that we can backtrack and then advance, and backtrack and advance. So it's kind of like that. So that's going to be the next design. One of the tricky things about this is you have to decide, do you want to go straight or do you kind of want to follow the curve? And when I did it, I did kind of follow the curve a little bit. So let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can come down here. All right, so again, if this is my first one, I'm going to come out a little far so that I can backtrack a little bit. So sort of follow the curve, come far, come out far, follow the curve a little bit. So I think this is always that hard part. Remind yourself to look forward, to think about where you're going to backtrack from, and that'll help you get that spacing. I can tell I did this backwards than the way I did it with the chalk before, because it's kind of wonky. All right, let's see where we are at. I did do it backwards because this one starts over here. Okay, that's crazy. I think we'll just tack it off rather than try to continue along the backwards plan. Let's see. I can do it that way, you know, but that would mean a lot of overstitching to get down to these. So I'd rather just start here with no backstitching. That makes more sense to me. All right, let's cut that. Let's see how we're doing. Anybody practice any of their Freemotion stuff from last week? What did you think? Did you have some good results? Maud, hi. Susan Tapp, hi Janet. Hi Catherine, hi Doreen. Anybody try it that was watching last week? I love this undulation. I know that you guys have seen me use it a lot. I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I actually was practicing. Here's what I was practicing, because I think it's going to be a little fun, more fun. I like this little twisty thing where you go back over your design. I especially like it because if it's not perfect, it covers that up. So I love that. You guys know that. I always like anything that can camouflage really good. That way I don't have to be perfect, because I'm not and I can't be. All right, so let's start over here. Let's get into our stitch line. All right, and I got to make a little curvy. And then here we'll just tap into that curve and tap into that one. So I got to make it a little bit round so I can come in and out. So a little bit round, almost like a circle. And then intentionally cutting into this little guy and backing around to this one. I didn't want you to get bored. We've done that undulation a lot, so we had to change it up. And here I'll just kind of sneak right into there. So what do you think? Do you like that one? That is a really fun one. And you know, the one that comes from is, let me show you. Draw it on this one. I'm going to do it right here. The one that comes from is the ribbon candy, where you're going like this, right? And you touch. Well, I always have trouble with this one. I can't seem to make it behave or make it nice and even. Well, then if I cut in, who cares, right? It doesn't have to be. So this is where that comes from. And it's just a little bit more flexible because you are crossing over. So who cares, right? So that's one of the things I like about it. Always trying to find ways to adapt a design so that we can make it a little bit more flexible if our style is not capable of that precision. And it doesn't mean that we shouldn't strive for that, but we don't have to have it right now. So this design is very much like the little triangle one that we did before, where you have to reach out ahead. So let me also draw this one in for you. Okay. So this will be our visual boundary, right? So when I make one of these loops here, I'm going backwards. So when I stretch this one, he has to make room right here for the next one. Okay, and let's do one more thing. We'll just draw a few lines so you can see some ideas. So if I stretch, I can use this, and then the middle, and then this, and then the middle. Oh, the middle, right there, sorry. So you can make lines, and this gives you something to aim for. So by the time that I make this curve right at the top, I'm already thinking about this. I can't wait till I'm down here, or then you're going to get loop and then this weird thing. So right out of this curve, you're already angling for your next position. So right here, I'm already angling for my next position. By the time I'm right at this bottom part, I'm already thinking, okay, how far over do I have to go? So that's what we'll be working on next. And let's see how we can show it to you the best way. Let's see if we can get in maybe just a little bit more for this one. All right, let's make sure I tighten you up so we don't fall down. Okay, so I'm right where I'm at. I'm going to take like 3 stitches down so that I'm not right from the point. I think it's going to look a little better if we have a little bit of room. So, stretch. I'm using the ruler foot to get close to the edge but not go over. And I'll just kind of stop it in there. So very fun, easy way to practice that by adding those little lines. And I probably could have put one more in there to fill that in, but it does kind of look the same on both sides. So the last one that we're going to do, and we'll kind of end there at this point, we're going to do just some fun arcs, and what I think make this one a little easier is maybe making like a teardrop at the beginning. That'll kind of help shape it for you. And use your foot as a spacer here. And then you can travel up just a little bit. And once we've done that teardrop, we're not coming all the way down anymore. So we have to travel up a little bit to get the echo in. So right here, I didn't come all the way down to the base. I touched with the foot and then I traveled up a little bit. And so you'll see it here really well that I have to travel up to get that spacing, and then I'll just put the last one in. And then there's a lot of stitching right there, so we'll just hide it in there. So there's our fun little bit of design. So let's move out so we can see all of them. There you go. Here, we'll kind of turn it a little bit. How's that? Good? All right. There we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my hand in front of your face. So let's see if we have some questions real quick. The line down the center. Yeah, that's quite possible. I'm not sure why that is. There's different markings on here from so many different things. So I'm just ignoring it. But you know what? If you can't make it straight, make it intentionally curvy. I always say, if you've got to adapt the design, make it look intentionally a little offset, and then nobody will think that it is supposed to be straight. If you can't make it straight and visually it looks not straight, but it looks like you're trying to be straight, I think it's better to be crooked on purpose. I think that was Susan Tapp was commenting. I quilted all over it, so I don't know. I'll have to go back. This line, you mean, right through the middle? Yeah, I'm not sure why it's off. I don't know what the deal is. But it's okay. I mean, the design looks fine, so I just recentered it in my mind, and I wasn't worried about it for most of these fills, so, you know, ideally, yes, it should be straight, but it isn't. I can't account for it. There. This one had some chalk on there because we drew on it, but look at how much better it looks without all that chalkiness. Doesn't it look so much better? I think the chalk always makes it look so busy and crazy, and then when you turn it over, you're just like, oh, it looks awesome. Okay. Well, you guys, I am beat, so I am going to end it there. So we'll work on the other sections. I think we have 2 more, maybe a third section. I'll kind of fill this in with something and we'll put something in there. So we'll have a couple more sections and we'll finish this up as we go each week. So if you're interested, this is Fun and Fancy Templates. And this was just a demo from a class that I thought would be a good piece to use to quilt more, to show how we can change the texture a little bit at a time and really show how that impacts the whole overall progress. All right. So again, if I didn't get your question, I will go ahead and answer them as I go. So hopefully you have a wonderful day. I did want to mention that I am going to be revealing my Blissful Spirits wedding ring quilt on Monday on the Sew Steady Facebook page, and hosting an informational session. So the class is coming up, and I thought it would be in February, but it's going to be in March, starting in March. And because it is such an involved quilt with a lot of moving parts, I want to give people an opportunity to ask questions, to find out the cost, how much time is involved. We are going to try and set it up so people can perhaps watch that longer than 4 weeks, because that is not a class that not a project that you can complete in 4 weeks. I mean, really, I think it's more involved than that. So we're going to try to keep those videos available, and I'll probably also have a group. So anybody that is registered for the class will be available to be in the group, and we'll host the videos there as well so people can view them for a longer period of time. So if you're interested in that, it is at 2 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Mountain for me, and I guess that means 5 o'clock Eastern time. So anywhere in there, find your time zone. And join me, and that's on Monday. And then, of course, you know, on Sunday we'll have our regular stuff. I don't know what that regular stuff is, as per usual. my brain's whirling on it right now. So I'll see you then, and have a great day, you guys. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.